What is up, everybody? Welcome back to I'm Not Lost, I'm Exploring. This is Robbie, and we're going to do another Temu haul unboxing, I guess you would call it. I don't even know. So let's get into that. Alright guys, so welcome back to I'm Not Lost, I'm Exploring. This is Robbie. Today we're going to get into this Temu haul. Got a couple different things, so let's start with this one first. Okay, so these are basically nose plugs. Now these are actually, I bought these for my first aid kit, but these do have several purposes. You can do the same thing I do with my cotton rounds. Take these out, heat up your wax and your lighter fluid mix, dip these in the lighter fluid mix, and these become a fire starter. Now again, these are for my first aid kit, but these are definitely useful for that purpose as well. I think I got 100 of them, or maybe 50, I'm not even sure. These are pretty cheap, like incredibly cheap. These Temu things are, some of them are a great deal, some of them not so much, some of them have definitely been a miss, but I still want to bring this content to you guys. Sorry it's been a little bit since we've done a Temu unboxing or a haul. So this is Splint. Now this isn't just for, you know, your arm or your foot. You can actually cut this in sections and use it to splint your fingers, your toes. Now granted, most of the time you would just want to tie your finger to the next one, whatever. But it gives you a good idea of what some of the uses are. Grab a schmog, wrap it around it, and it mobilizes the injury. So this is going to be a little bit of everything, I believe. It's been a while since I bought this. It's kind of been sitting around my house. Okay, so here's a slingshot, or I can't remember what we used to call them, a rocket, arm rocket or something like that. So this is a pretty small one. But I've been watching some Zach Fowler videos, and he's got some amazing things. I'm actually going to buy a slingshot from him. His are obviously much better quality than this. But this is just kind of something to goof around with a little bit. Now I'm not saying this is a toy, because it's definitely not a toy. It feels pretty good. For what you get, I think this was like $3, guys. I do definitely recommend getting a better one if you're gonna buy one, but for $3, I mean, I think I bought two, so let's see if the other one is in there or not. I don't remember if it was in the first order I placed. This has been, like I said, this has been sitting around for a little while. So I mean, slingshots come in handy for small game. Just for tinkering around, kind of keeping yourself busy if you're on an extended trip and you kind of got all your chores done. Yep, here's the other one. So you won't go into depth on what this is. You guys know what this is. It's just a very basic slingshot. I think this one might be a little bit better. I think I saw two of them on there, and I picked up from two different sellers. And it's the identical thing. It's the same thing. I think one was $3, one was $2.60 or something like that. If you guys are interested in the prices, let me know. I'll start posting them down below. But I recommend shopping around, if that makes sense, on Temu, because you will find items from different sellers or different price points, which I'm not sure why. If it's coming from a different manufacturer or not, I don't know. This is just a winter mask or face covering. Now granted, you can use it for a dusty situation or whatever, but this part here is kind of a thinner mesh versus the rest of it. Makes it a little easier to breathe, and then it's just a Velcro attachment on the back. It's April, so the only time we have winter here now is at nighttime. If you're from Pennsylvania, you'll know why I say that. Again, I think I've said it in a past video, we have winter overnight, sometimes winter into the morning. By afternoon, we're full on sun and summer weather, and then at nighttime again, we're back to the winter. So, but that's just Pennsylvania weathers for you, or weathers for you. Excuse me. Right, this here I bought for my I use the Akaso Brave 7 for my videos. So this will fit my Akaso Brave 7 in it perfectly without having to carry everything. So when we do our amusement park trips, I'll probably only be bringing, my phone and the Akaso 7. I won't be bringing tripods, maybe a selfie stick, a small one, or something like that, but I won't be bringing tripods to an amusement park. So I picked up this case, so I don't have to bring a full-size case with me. It looks like it'll fit pretty well. So I shoot most of my videos with the Akaso Brave 7. Working on getting the Akaso Brave 8, which has just come out. So we'll see how that goes in the near future. But until then, we'll be using the Brave 7, or until I decide I'm going to upgrade to something else. Alright, so this next one is a little bit on the uncomfortable side, but hey, we all need this. If you're camping and you're on an extended trip and you're dispersed camping, now maybe guys not so much because we can just kind of go anywhere, but if it's a chilly night and you don't want to get out of your tent or whatever, or if you have a setup where you can go and use your tent, portable bathroom, I guess we'll call it. This piece is for you ladies. Hopefully I have good enough aim I don't need that. And this is actually kind of small, but hopefully it does its job. It has not been tested yet. But the idea is to have something that you can use in that portable bathroom that you can just take outside and dispose of later. Obviously you need a bigger container for the other part of that equation. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Not a couple things yet. So, safety hammer, escape hammer. You guys have seen these, I'm sure. There's a million different variations of this. It comes with a window brake, a seatbelt cutter. I can't get it open. Oh wow, look at that. They double wrap this one. Just to protect it, I guess. Okay, anyway. So we got a window brake, another small hammer on this side, and then a seatbelt cutter. I wish they would give you somewhere to hang it from. But I mean, this would be something you would want to keep in a glove box, center console, if it closes. Now, you don't want to just have this sitting somewhere, even in the side door, because if you do get into an accident, chances are everything is going to get thrown around. So you want somewhere where it has a lid on it. Not necessarily a locking lid, but you can feel this is solid through here. The weight is all at that end of the hammer. Obviously, very, very light on one side. I don't want to hit my table too hard, but maybe we'll have to go figure out a way to test this out just to make sure it works. So, that's that. This is the ammunition for the slingshots, pocket rocket, whatever you want to call it. Yep. So these are clay. They will break down. They do have glass beads. I believe Walmart even sells the glass beads. And then obviously the metal bearings, ball bearings. Not sure if these are about maybe 5/8 round, 3/8 round. I'm not sure. You can get the micrometer out if you guys would like, and we'll get you an actual measurement on them. But I don't think we need that. It's not that important. So that is, I think, 300 rounds. Again, under $5. This was just kind of a fun run at stuff, and get some oddball items I needed. But if you order from Temu, however you say it, you need to have a price. I think around $15 for them to ship it out to you. And shipping's free, which is cool. Again, this is not a sponsored video from them. I pay for this stuff out of my own pocket, so I do prefer to get stuff that I will actually use or are looking forward to test. Usually what I'll do is if I see something on there that I like, I'll get one from them, I'll test it out, and then I'll decide, if this is something I'm going to use long term, I will look for a better option. But in the meantime, this is the route I'm going, just because it's simple, it's cheap, it's a lot less expensive than going out and buying the best of the best right off the bat, and then say it sits on my shelves in the basement and I don't use it. I mean, what's the sense, right? It's just kind of wasted money. So if I pay a couple dollars for something and I go out and I decide, hey, all right, I'm going to use this, I'm going to get more of it, especially like the slingshots. This is kind of like a joke, an inside joke between myself and my wife, but I wanted to check them out. So anyway, this is a knife sharpener. This is the tapered sharpener. So you take your knife and go, not sure how useful that's going to be because it's very loose, kind of sloppy. But I do have a stone, which I would prefer to use, but I wanted to give these a shot too because I always see these and I think, maybe, maybe not. So this is a carbide side. Not sure if it would be or not, and this is supposed to be the ceramic side. So what you would do is take your knife, place it down in there, and then draw it back. This cheap knife here, so probably not the best way to show, but so you can see it just fits right in there nice, and then you would just draw it back. I'm not going to do that to my blade. This ain't a great knife to begin with, but again, to cut open some packages, it does the job. That's that one. Alright, that's it in here. I think this is another addition to the medical kit, and you guys will see why I need these in the future. Kind of trying to learn some new skills, and one of the skills I would like to learn is suturing. So I picked up a cheap set of I guess they're more like a pliers, a locking scissors set. What that would do is lock onto the needle itself, and then so I'm still learning how to do that exactly. Let's keep this stuff out like this. Still learning how to do that. So basically what you would do is lock this onto the suture to hold it steady. And while we're on that, I actually got these as well. Suture kit. This is just the needle itself and the filament. So you can see the size of your needle. I actually got the idea from a stitching kit I bought a little while back. I think I actually make the comment on the video that if you had to stitch yourself up, that would come in handy. But obviously these are sealed. It's actually an outer package and an inner package. So you would use this in conjunction with the scissors, and I believe there's another tool that I need. But I want to make sure I had all of that stuff before I even started. But I want to watch a few videos. Maybe I could take a class somewhere, I'm not sure where yet, to learn how to do some suturing. And they do sell a kit, actually, on Temu, a kit for that purpose alone, to teach yourself how to do some suturing. It's like a mock skin. So here is a backup thing for the slingshot. I think I was going to try and make my own, I believe is the plan for this. So if you guys want to see me probably poke an eye out, stick around. We'll give that a shot later this week. If I have some time. Actually, this week might not be good. Next week will probably be better for that. I have my long week this week at work. So, okay, so let's throw this over here, get this out of the way. So this here, we will definitely have to do a review on later, a better review anyway. This is a hammock. So again, a very, very inexpensive hammock. I wouldn't rely on this long term. It's kind of something I want to test out, just to see if it's something I like, if it's something that will hold up. It feels like it's parachute material, but again, it's a little difficult to show you on a camera that's in front of my living room coffee table. So we'll open it up and just see if we can get a feel for the material. So this does have, or is supposed to have, the bug net and everything attached. It comes in a nice little pouch, which is convenient. Not seeing the bug net though. And I don't want to pull it all out. This is just the other half of the hammock. Unless it's wrapped inside here. I don't see a bug net at all. Okay, so, yeah. It's definitely no bug net. Which is kind of funny because, you know, Temu had advertised it as having a bug net with it. But anyway, it was cheap. It's a hammock. It's not a camping hammock. It's just kind of a lazy lounge around deal. So I'm not overly concerned about that. But would have been nice to have that bug net. So it all fits in that pocket as you guys saw. But it's pretty basic. A hammock is a hammock. It just looks like a set of paracord. I think that's all it is. It doesn't feel like it's an elastic. So, carabiner, a little bit of parachute material, some paracord on the other side, another carabiner, and that's the extent of it. Very, very basic. It feels pretty well made. This is definitely something I'm looking forward to try out, mostly because I can test it out just in my yard. I don't have to go out in the woods to do it. Speaking of, we will be doing those videos very soon. Full test. This is kind of just an unboxing or a mail, if you want to call it, a mail review, like where we get, you know, something from the post office. They drop it off at my house and we rip it open here. This isn't necessarily a review, obviously, because we're just kind of doing a first opinion on things as we get them open. I honestly don't have the biggest expectations for some of this material that I've gotten. Some of the things that, although I was off on one thing, I bought that backpack and I was kind of disappointed with the quality of it, and I am disappointed with the quality of the stitching. It's not the best stitching that I've seen on some things, but it was a relatively inexpensive backpack. But it works perfectly for day hikes. It actually does work great for day hikes. I throw some camera equipment in there. It has a perfect place for me to put my tripod, the camera itself. So we throw that in there and we go out and I hike around the woods and I throw it around because I just don't care, because it was relatively inexpensive. And it's been on some little treks with me. I took it into a few hikes with me wherever I go, and I have not had an issue with it. It hasn't failed me yet. The stitching is still crap, but it hasn't ripped, it hasn't torn. It's doing its job, which I expect most of this stuff to do its job. But this, like things like this, I don't really expect to hold up very well. But if I get a season out of it, great. If not, no big deal. It was $1, maybe $2, $3, whatever. So it's perfect for that. Temu is perfect for that. It's a great opportunity for people who haven't gone out in the woods or aren't really into bushcraft, or slowly getting into bushcraft, which you can spend a lot of money on tools very, very quickly. In most hobbies, you guys know, you'll spend a lot of money relatively fast just getting the gear that you need for that hobby. It'll eat up a good chunk of your budget. But if you can buy the majority of the things and be like, okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this. Alright, here's a perfect example. Maybe you don't get nosebleeds. Maybe you've never gotten a nosebleed. Maybe you don't need this. But maybe it's something you want to keep in your first aid kit. You can get this for under $1. You don't have to go out and spend $20 to get 500 of them or whatever. You can get them under $1. Do you need material to make a splint? No. If you're out in the woods, you can grab a couple sticks and you can make your own. I mean, this is just kind of like things that I want to have in my kit. I don't necessarily need it, so I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. But if something happens that I do need it, I want to be able to have it. This won't be part of my backpacking kit, obviously. That'll just be more of a car camping thing. Or if you're looking for a slingshot and you want an inexpensive slingshot, you don't want to spend a lot of money for one. You know, you don't know if it's a hobby that you're going to want to get involved in. Temu is the great option. Now, do I recommend getting a better one if you're gonna stay with that hobby? Absolutely, absolutely. Would I recommend using a tent from Temu? I don't know. I've seen some good things. I've seen some bad things. I've seen some great reviews on those tents. I've seen some very bad reviews on those tents. Personally, I don't think I would. I may try one out in the future. If you guys would like to see that, let me know. But personally, no, I don't think I would use a tent from Temu, just because of the tenting or the camping that I plan on doing. I don't want something that I can risk failing. Now, if you're going out for a weekend, by all means, if you're going to do one weekend camp a year, you're just going out with family for a few days out of the whole year, sure, go out, buy that Temu tent, let us know what you think. If it is something that you guys want to see me try out, let me know. I will gladly put myself into that situation with a cheap tent just to see if it'll work. Am I going to recommend taking that tent up on Mount Washington? Nope, probably not. But an overnight at a campground, I don't see why not. You put down a base layer or a tarp, something like that to protect the bottom of it. You probably get a weekend out of a tent like that and not have to spend, $100 for a tent. With that being said, I do have tents coming, Kelty tent coming very soon, that we'll do a review on. I'm looking forward to doing that one, actually. And I have a few other things here today that we'll actually be reviewing, that we added to our kits, and I'll be getting those videos up later on today. So, just to review, we got our hammock, we got our bottle for our number one, our braking hammer for a safety hammer for window smashing, and our seatbelt cutter, knife sharpener, the tools for future suturing training. We'll call it training. And we got a couple slingshots. Guys, I'm actually kind of excited for this. I might actually do a video when we try these out. I want to get some targets, and I'm actually going to order, we're planning on ordering a slingshot, maybe two. The Sparrow, I think was one. And I can't for the life of me remember the name of the other one. I want to order from Zach Fowler. He's Zach Fowler's Makery and Mischief. His YouTube channel, guys, highly recommend it. It's informational. He's hilarious. He makes some great content. I kind of really enjoy his his journaling. If you guys watch his videos, you'll know what I mean. He takes the time out, makes a journal entry, and he's a great guy. He puts some great content out there. He's from Alone. If you guys don't know, if you haven't watched the show Alone, he does a lot of bushcraft stuff, and he does some incredible videos. Anyway, way off topic. So anyway, I do plan on picking up some slingshots from him as well. And he has training videos, so we'll be watching those training videos. Maybe we'll do side by side and watch me kind of make a fool out of myself as we try this. I haven't touched one of these since I was probably about 17 or 18 years old, so it should be pretty interesting. All right, guys. So, well, thank you guys again for joining me. This is Robbie from I'm Not Lost, I'm Exploring.